So what's up? How you doing today? We're going to take a look at how to play rhythm supporting a soloist over one chord. And for the example I've got, it's a keyboardist, but it could be anything. Another guitar player, saxophone player, whatever. We're going to look at it for not just playing as if we're backing up somebody in a little duo situation, playing acoustic or something, but in a band situation. And you may be thinking, I don't got to have a band. That's all right. I've got a practice and backing track without the guitar. At the end, you can try all the stuff along with it. But first, let's give a listen to me playing along with this track with some examples, and I'm going to break down what it is and the 4 tips we can use to get better at supporting a soloist. So let's check it out. So the first thing we really want to do when we're supporting a soloist is, no matter what the situation is we want to listen. It's so obvious yet so critical, and so often not really done. We get really stuck in our thinking or the technique and things of what's going on. Worrying about how we're sounding, how people may be perceiving or something. Just forget about that. Just listen. And it's a really hard thing to teach, but one thing you can do right now is just listen to what's around you, wherever you are. And even better, just pause this video for 10 seconds, hopefully longer, but just at least 10 seconds. Try it right now. Pause it and listen to all the different sounds around you. So now that we are reminded, hopefully we are already aware that, listening is our most critical asset. The next thing we want to know is the mode. What key is this in? So for this particular example, it's an A Dorian, and it just revolves around an A minor chord. So what A Dorian is isn't too important. It's basically just an A minor scale with a raised sixth, the same thing as G major scale. It's just all the letters A, B, C, with an F sharp, just one sharp. If that doesn't make sense to you, don't worry about it. We're not going to give you that's the scope of this lesson. But just know that's what this particular example is. So if you wanted to use the track at the end, I'll go over it again what that is. But don't worry about it for now. So you want to know what that is, and then learn the chord. So say if it's just A minor, know it in at least a couple spots. So if you know it here, then maybe up here. And then don't just play the chord, but play pieces of it. So maybe you play the top 2 strings, the top 3, the next 3, all these things. And you don't need the whole shape here. Just free yourself up like that. Now it's you start to get options, start to get these little melodic options, and we can just add little notes on top. Try this. How does that sound? How does that sound? How does that? Oh, that doesn't sound too good. Oh, so just try things out, and you can really build off the chords that you already know. So the third thing is similar to the first one, is leaving space. It's so critical. So many people do not leave enough space when they're playing. It's just so common that they're just filling up the sound. They feel that they don't want to be, say, on stage if you're performing and not playing. But we can get overwhelmed with too much stuff. Sometimes just leave some space. So if you notice in my example at the very beginning, I just played a chord and then I just left it. So it wasn't complete space, but I let it just ring for a while, and I picked around a little bit. But the first time kind of around, I wasn't really playing too much. So don't forget to leave lots of space. Don't always be focused on what you can play, but also focus on what you don't want to play, which is maybe nothing. So the fourth and last one is thinking in terms of bars. So if you're improvising, soloist is improvising, you don't necessarily know how long it's going to go. They don't know how long it's going to go. Maybe it's a set solo and you do know. So really kind of like think about, okay, well, what's going on? How many bars is it? You can use this stuff even if it is improvised. I get used to kind of hearing things in chunks. So because this was improvised, but because it's already played, I know it's 32 bars, how long the keyboardist went on for. So we could chunk that down to 4 sections of 8 bars. So thinking in groups of bars, 8 is often a good number, can be kind of helpful to think, not just be all random, but okay, if we've got 8 bars, 4 sections, maybe we'll break it up into 4 different kind of ideas, little themes we're doing. So if you want to listen back to what I did, you notice I have 4 kind of clear things I was doing. The first one was just playing this chord. And again, leaving space. So it was this chord and space, and then kind of picking through a little bit. Then the second one, so in the next 8 bars, I started doing this thing here, just these 2 notes. And moving it. So now it's like, instead of it being spacey, I've got more of this groove going. It's more staccato-y. And I'm playing, instead of 4 notes, I'm playing a smaller number, just 2 notes. 2 strings, And then, I started going up higher. Similar thing, but now the third time I'm like, something like that, right? And then the fourth time, I move now to a second position again. So I'm kind of like, I'm a little exhausted this area. Could keep playing here, but I'm going to move it up. So I move up to this way of playing an A minor chord up here. Or it's an A minor 7, technically. Also the top part of a C shape right there. And sometimes I'm playing the whole thing, sometimes I'm just playing little pieces of it too again, mixing it up. And that's it, and then the last part, I do this little thing. I heard the keyboardist go down like that, so I kind of like shadowed it, went after it, and then and then right at the end, and then right there, we're both down there, and then it's boom, now into another part where there could be a guitar solo or something else that happens in the jam, and that's it. So it's like thinking of those chunks, I think really helps develop it, and it helps kind of, I started low and then I started moving up higher, and that helped kind of push the soloist along so we have a structure or not just meandering, randomly along. So hopefully those 4 tips help you understand how you can kind of break out of, where you are, even if you just know like a few chords like A minor, this shape, you can still just start using these ideas to branching out beyond that. So try it with the track if you've got the time, and if you've got any other ideas, try them out yourself. But have fun with it, and I'll see you in the next video.